Most people think Genesis is just about Adam and Eve and the flood, but the book is actually the Bible's foundation for the entire story of God, humanity, and redemption. Now, Genesis literally means beginning, but it's not just the beginning of the world. It's the beginning of God's relationship with us. And so we're going to break this book down into two parts. And the first part is going to be where God creates a good world, and we're going to be made in his image. But we're ultimately going to choose our own definition of what's good and evil. And that choice is going to lead us into a broken world. So we get into stories like Cain and Abel, the violence of humanity, the flood, and the Tower of Babel. And basically what this is all going to answer for us is what's wrong with the world. And that answer is the human heart. Now, the rest of the book is where God is going to launch a rescue mission. It's going to come through Abraham. He says, through you, all nations will be blessed. And then that's where we roll into the stories of Isaac and Jacob and Joseph. And even though they all continue to mess up, God keeps moving forward with his plan. So we have to understand that Genesis is intentionally designed. There's repeated phrases and there's repeated words, repeated imagery, and the whole book is going to mirror itself. So we have creation and we have new creation through Noah. We have the fall and then we have repeated human failures. We have humanity being scattered and there's one family that's going to be chosen to carry out God's plan. And it's structured to show us a pattern that even though we continuously fail, God will always stay faithful. And so the message of Genesis is hope, because human sin continues to break the world, but God refuses to give up on the plan, and he continues to bless us. Every promise, every covenant, and every act of mercy is God stepping toward humanity instead of away from it. And so by the final chapter, Joseph says, what you meant for evil, God meant for good. And that's the theme of Genesis, and honestly, the entire Bible. That's what God's character is. So the story of Genesis is the same story we're still living in today. Now, if you want to check out my next video on Exodus, stay tuned.